All right, me and Q back here, and we're going to talk about some Major League Baseball that's been going on. We're about a month into the season now, Q, and, kind of surprising the Nationals holding the best record in baseball right now at 16-6.
Well, it was surprising to me when the season started playing out. But now that I look back on it, I realize how much talent they have.
A lot of talent.
It's crazy. I mean, you're looking at their lineup is probably talent-wise the best I've ever seen. I mean, you got Bryce Harper.
Who's hitting 400 right now. It's unreal.
It's crazy. Bryce Harper, Worth,
Zimmerman,
and Zimmerman. He goes from doing absolutely awful at third base. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years ago to now he's in the running to have a Gold Glove at first base.
Yeah.
And then he's also, I know he's batting at least 300 right now. I'm not exactly sure on his stats, but man, it's crazy. He made a great transition.
Yeah. And, you got the defending champs, the Cubs, at 12-9, and then the Indians, who they played in the World Series, are also at 12-9. So, both of them, it's a good start for both of them. What the Nationals are doing right now is kind of crazy to be 16-6, and they're well on their way to 100 wins this year. And then I think a big surprise right now is the Giants with the worst record in baseball at 8-15. And, now Bumgarner's kind of messed himself up getting in a dirt bike accident and is now out for 8 weeks, and that's really going to hurt them.
Yeah, I think that was a real costly decision by Bumgarner. You go from leading that team to 2 World Series, one World Series championship, and then leading to the World Series again. And I just don't think that's a decision a veteran makes, is to get on a dirt bike during the season. I think that was a very costly decision by
and he's admitted that it was a big mistake, but that's really going to hurt the Giants, who is a team that a lot of people expected to make a good run this year, and just so far has not played very well. They had a bad second half of the year last year after the All-Star break, still somehow made the playoffs, but a lot of people had some high expectations for them. And then, for local people, the Braves, kind of average so far 8-12, which is about where people had them through 20 games, and probably what they're going to do every 20 games is go 8-12.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Houston for a second. The Astros.
Yeah, Astros are playing
14-8. Is that it?
Yeah,
14-8. Man, if you would have told me that last year that the Astros were going to be 14-8 at this point in the season, I would have told you you're crazy.
Yeah, it's surprising, but they're playing well right now. Too, they started out slow, but has really picked it up here lately at the plate, and it's really kind of jump-started this Astros team to this 14-8 start that you're seeing from them. And, they have a lot of pieces to the puzzle on their team that, kind of factor into them having the record they do. Also, their division right now is not as high as it's been. So, the West Division, every other team has a losing record right now. The Angels are 11-12. The A's are 11-12. So not many good teams in their division also is kind of playing into the Astros being as good as they are.
And, that's another surprise to me. I had very high expectations for the Angels this year. Their lineup's stacked from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And then no production.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make good sense. Isn't that where Simmons went?
Yeah, Simmons went there. And then they got
he's batting 300 right now.
Yeah, and then they got Pujols and they got Mike Trout. They've got players. The pitching's kind of hurt them a little bit, and they just don't have the bullpen really to compete. But I agree with you. It's surprising. You would think they would be able to score, especially in the American League, where scoring runs is, it comes around more often than scoring runs in the NLs because of, the DH and everything. So you would think that would play in their favor, but they're just really not playing well right now.
So, you want to get on the Braves?
Yeah, we'll talk about them for a second. The Braves, they were kind of hurt this year when Matt Kemp got hurt. They were hot at the time. We went on a little 5-game win streak there for a little bit, but it just didn't really stick. Then they go on a 6-game losing streak, and they're just kind of up and down. And I think that them being 8-12 through 20 games is about what they're going to be as a year. That's going to be their average for every 20 games.
I agree, man. The Braves, their GM, their owners, whatever you want to say, they have got to get some big-time players.
Yeah. And I think it's coming. I think that's their plan after building the stadium is to get some better players here soon. I think it's coming. I think that this year is supposed to be a big-time free agent year. So I think that the Braves are going to look to get some free agents after this year, and hopefully next year will be a lot better.
Yeah, I'm hoping, man. Diehard Braves fan since I was a very young kid, and I've never seen an organization or the Braves organization struggle like they have the last 2 years, and it bothers me a lot. I had very high expectations for this year. I don't really know why, because when you look at the roster, they just don't have the talent. They got Kemp, Freeman. Swanson, which Swanson has just been awful at the plate lately. I mean, it's been.
Yeah, but he makes up for it with his defense.
Oh, no doubt. He's gonna win several Gold Gloves in Atlanta.
Yeah, and I think another good thing for them is Ender Inciarte has really showed up this year. I think his ability at the plate and in center field has also really helped this Braves team.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. He had the first home run in the new stadium, and it was a big one at that.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And he's defensively sound. He's having a good year at the plate, and he's a great up and comer new guy. For the Braves, Atlanta. And I don't know. I have high expectations for the future, but I'm not going to get them too high because I've had high expectations ever since I was a young kid for the Braves, and it just hasn't panned out,
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get, yes, Freeman's a big guy, but I'm ready to get a Chipper Jones again. I'm ready to have somebody that I look forward to watching every single night. And, I hadn't watched but the Homestead. That's all I watched this year. That's it. I hadn't watched any other games.
No.
And when Chipper was there, it didn't matter if it was his last year, his first year, all the years I ever watched Chipper Jones. All the years that Chipper Jones was ever on Atlanta's team, I watched almost every game. I stayed tuned in to watch him.
And that's what they're missing. They're missing a player like that. The Nationals have a Bryce Harper who is kind of, their Chipper Jones. He's their guy that they're going to build around and is their leader. So, the Braves, they're looking for that guy. And Freddie Freeman is a good player, but he's not that guy. He's never going to be that guy. It's hard to follow that up right after Chipper, too. So, it's going to, Swanson may be the guy in the future. He's going to. He's still a rookie, so we got to give him some time, but hopefully it'll get better in the future. But, that about does it for us. Just wanted to give a quick update on the season, and, hopefully we'll give you another update here soon in the next few weeks.